What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. And today I will show you 10 anime with overpowered main characters of 2019. Yes, this list will have only anime of this year, but remembering that this list will not contain the animes that have not yet released and will release in October. If you like, I can bring part 2 with these new animes anyway. Let's start the video. Number 10. Isekai Cheat Magician. As regular high school students, Taichi and Rin disappeared in a beam of light. When they came to, the two of them were already in a world of swords and magic. Finally getting away after experiencing an attack by monsters, following the suggestion of adventurers, they headed south on the path towards the guild. In the guild, the two of them found out that they possessed unbelievably powerful magic. Thus, the regular high school students transformed into the strongest cheats. Number 9. Arifureta. The ordinary life of 17-year-old Otaku Haji Nagumo is disrupted when he and his classmates are summoned to a fantasy world and tasked with saving mankind. While his classmates are gifted with impressive abilities useful in combat, Hajime is belittled for only gaining an inferior transmutation skill that lacks any real offensive power. During an expedition in the Great Orcus Labyrinth, Hajime is betrayed by one of his classmates, plummeting him to the bottom of an abyss. Though he survives the fall, Hajime is faced with menacing monsters and misfortunes that send him spiraling into a grim nightmare. Desperate to live and return home one day, he resolves to fight for his survival, only to meet an imprisoned vampire he names Yu, who is also seeking to escape the labyrinth. Taking an interest in him, Yu and a few others along the way accompany Hajime on his journey to find a way back home, while steadily transforming from commonplace to the world's strongest. Number 8. Demon Lord Retry. Akira Ono is an ordinary working adult who manages the MMORPG Infinity game. 15 years after creating the game, Ono decides to shut the servers down once and for all. However, as the clock strikes midnight, he somehow finds himself in the body of middle-aged Hakuto Kunai, Infinity Game's Demon Lord. Soon after his mysterious transportation, he witnesses the demon Griol chasing after a little girl named Aku. Although he effortlessly dispatches the creature, Hakuto is still concerned. After all, he does not remember creating the girl or the demon. Doubting whether he truly is in the world of his creation, Hakuto decides to investigate. Bringing Aku along as his guide and companion, Hakuto sets out on a journey to find out exactly who or what summoned him to this fantasy world, all the while leaving chaos and destruction in his wake. Number 7. To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts. During a protracted civil war that pitted the North against the South, the outnumbered Northerners used dark magical arts to create monsters and super soldiers, incarnates. Now that the war has ended, those sacred beasts must learn how to make their way in a peaceful society, or face death at the hands of a beast hunter. The daughter of an incarnate soldier who met an untimely end at the hands of one such beast hunter turns to hunting the hunter herself. But once she catches up with her quarry, she discovers hard truths about the lives of the incarnates. Number 6. How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? The girls in a high school literature club do a little icebreaker to get to know each other. Answering the question, "What's one thing you want to do before you die?" One of the girls blurts out, "Sex!" Little do they know the whirlwind unleashed by that word pushes each of these girls, with different backgrounds and personalities, onto their own clumsy, funny, painful, and emotional paths towards adulthood. Number 5. A Certain Scientific Accelerator. The Espers of Academy City are classified into 6 levels, where level 0 lacks power, while level 5 possesses an overwhelming amount. Of the several million Espers residing in Academy City, only 7 of them have attained level 5, and ranked highest among them is the one known as Accelerator. This anime focuses on the strongest level 5 after he protects the cheerful Last Order at the price of much of his power. Recovering at the hospital, Accelerator has led a relatively quiet life until he ends up saving the life of Esther Rosenthal, a mysterious girl carrying a photo of Last Order. Unfortunately, Accelerator now finds himself dragged into a new conflict in the form of a sinister organization called Disciplinary Action, which plots to use Last Order for a dangerous mission. Now that they have set their plan into motion and are in pursuit of the young girl, it is up to the world's most powerful Esper and his newfound companion to protect Last Order and defend Academy City in the process. Number 4. Wise Man's Grandchild. In the Kingdom of Earlshide, Merlin Walford was once regarded as a national hero, hailed for both his power and achievements. Preferring a quiet life, however, he secludes himself deep in the rural woods, dedicating his time to raising an orphan that he saved. This orphan is Shin, a normal salaryman in modern-day Japan who was reincarnated into Merlin's world while still retaining his past memories. As 3 years pass, Shin displays unparalleled talent in both magic casting and martial arts, much to Merlin's constant amazement. On his 15th birthday, however, it becomes apparent that Shin only developed his combat skills and nothing else, leaving him with blatant social awkwardness, a lack of common sense, and a middling sense of responsibility. As a result, Shin enrolls in the kingdom's magic academy to hone his skills and mature among other teenagers. However, living a normal life is impossible, as he is established as a local celebrity almost as soon as he arrives. This anime follows Shin Walford's high school life in the capital as he makes new friends, learns about the world, and fights off the various forces of evil surrounding him and his city. Number 3. Vinland Saga. Young Thorfinn grew up listening to the stories of old sailors that had traveled the ocean and reached the place of legend, Vinland. It is said to be warm and fertile, a place where there would be no need for fighting. Not at all like the frozen village in Iceland where he was born, and certainly not like his current life as a mercenary. War is his home now. Though his father once told him, "You have no enemies, nobody does. There is nobody who it's okay to hurt." As he grew, Thorfinn knew that nothing was further from the truth. The war between England and the Danes grows worse with each passing year. Death has become commonplace, and the Viking mercenaries are loving every moment of it. Allying with either side will cause a massive swing in the balance of power, and the Vikings are happy to make names for themselves and take any spoils they earn along the way. Among the chaos, Thorfinn must take his revenge and kill the man who murdered his father, Askeladd. The only paradise for the Vikings, it seems, is the era of war and death that rages on. Number 2. The Rising of the Shield Hero. The 4 Cardinal Heroes are a group of ordinary men from modern-day Japan, summoned to the kingdom of Melromark to become its saviors. Melromark is a country plagued by the waves of catastrophe that have repeatedly ravaged the land and brought disaster to its citizens for centuries. The 4 heroes are respectively bestowed with a sword, spear, bow, and shield to vanquish these waves. Naofumi Iwatani, an otaku, becomes cursed with the fate of being the shield hero. Armed with only a measly shield, Naofumi is belittled and ridiculed by his fellow heroes and the kingdom's people due to his weak offensive capabilities and lackluster personality. When the heroes are provided with resources and comrades to train with, Naofumi sets out with the only person willing to train alongside him, Malti Melromark. He is soon betrayed by her, however, and becomes falsely accused of taking advantage of her. Naofumi then becomes heavily discriminated against and hated by the people of Melromark for something he didn't do. With a raging storm of hurt and mistrust in his heart, Naofumi begins his journey of strengthening himself and his reputation. Further along, however, the difficulty of being on his own sets in. So, Naofumi buys a demi-human slave on the verge of death named Raftalia to accompany him on his travels. As the waves approach the kingdom, Naofumi and Raftalia must fight for the survival of the kingdom, and protect the people of Melremark from their ill-fated future. Number 1. Dr. Stone. After 5 years of harboring unspoken feelings, high schooler Tajuoki is finally ready to confess his love to Yuzuriya Ogawa. Just when Taiju begins his confession, however, a blinding green light strikes the earth and petrifies mankind around the world, turning every single human into stone. Several millennia later, Taiju awakens to find the modern world completely non-existent, as nature has flourished in the years humanity stood still. Among a stone world of statues, Taiju encounters one other living human, his science-loving friend Senku, who has been active for a few months. Taiju learns that Senku has developed a grand scheme to launch the complete revival of civilization with science. Taju's brawn and Senku's brains combine to form a formidable partnership, and they soon uncover a method to revive those petrified. However, Senku's master plan is threatened when his ideologies are challenged by those who awaken. All the while, the reason for mankind's petrification remains unknown. Well, this was today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions, just comment below. Anyway, I'll stay here, a big hug, and see you in the next video.